I mean, we expected everyone at the front to be on the medium.
Then we're live
It should be a one-stop race. They're pretty
at 6 in the morning.
have the information they normally have coming into the race because
At what point was this a good idea?
I don't know. But I feel bad for, like, if this is the normal time for, like,
significantly warmer. So
I guess everyone else was watching it.
You gotta feel it for the Americans who have to view a lot of Formula One content at stupid o'clock in the morning, each and every time. All I know is I'm blurry-eyed, but it's F1 time. We're going to get 4 drivers starting on the softs and 2 on the hards. Wow, including Perez. Interesting.
They believe it gives them a bit more rigidity and stability going into the race. Should be a one-stop race, as I said, but the safety car threat is always apparent around here. It is. There's certain areas where if you do have an incident or if your car stops, they struggle to get it off track, so safety car is deployed. And look at that crowd. It is sell-out crowds, as it has been pretty much every day here in Albert Park. I spoke to Andrew Westercott, the chief exec of the Australian Grand Prix Corporation. It's his last race.
I really have nothing to say so far, just because I'm still struggling to be awake.
Same, I'm saying it. I could literally woke up like
we never had attendance like that, so
probably
everyone
5
has
minutes.
seen a great place, and it is here in Australia as well. And the fans are amazing here, aren't they? Previous wins.
I put on my alarm for half 5.
Yeah.
I woke up, turned it off, turned around, and I must have gone off again. And I woke up like 10 minutes ago and I had to rush around getting dressed and everything else.
Yeah. No. Today's one of the only times I didn't do that, actually, because I normally do that for work every morning. And today I was actually good, surprisingly.
At least one of us was.
Hopefully they've sorted out his issues. He was locking up the front when he was doing combined with braking and turn-in. He was locking up the inside front very easily, and that's what caused his issue in Q1. And there he is, Sergio Perez in the garage in a few moments' time. The tyre blankets.
So here we are. It is race time. Let's try and enjoy it. Oh, Perez is starting from the pit lane, I see. To be fair, we have missed like all of the pre-show, haven't we? Like every single bit of it.
So he's got to use the speed of that car and be a little bit aggressive with his overtaking moves. 10 years for Lewis Hamilton as a Mercedes driver, 10 years at Mercedes for Toto Wolff too, and Mercedes starting 2nd and 3rd on the grid. A very, very impressive qualifying performance.
So, any predictions?
Russell, first man to out-qualify Lewis Hamilton as a teammate here.
Any at all?
Oh, I don't know. My brain was trying to think.
George hoping that might be a lucky omen for him in a few moments' time. We have the green flag, and in front of a capacity crowd, 5 lights are on. It's lights out and away we go.
Here we go.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
come on, Russell. Lead into turn 1. Lead into turn 1. Oh, he is.
Well,
He's got. Okay, and Max has got Alonso and Hamilton on right behind him. Oh, Hamilton's going for it. This is. Oh, don't be Leclerc. Don't be Leclerc. So, I'm sorry for Sainz fans, but please don't be Leclerc. So both Mercs 1-2. Who thought we'd be happy to be seeing that?
no.
Of course, that does mean that if that Ferrari's beach into turn 3, that is going to be a safety car. It's still yellow in turn 1, sector 1.
We love the F1. We haven't showed us the graphics yet.
Yeah. Oh, the graphics look like they've just given up. It was like, no, we're not doing anything. Safety car, there you go. So that's going to allow Perez right up to the back of the field.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always Leclerc. I know what Matty's thinking right now.
As I said, one lap in.
Yeah, I'm not a fanboy, I'm just passionate.
He's probably going back to bed now.
He probably will be. I mean, he's probably had a hissy fit already and he's walked out the room or something like that. Okay, so what's that Alpine doing? Is it changing wing? Or they're just getting rid of the soft tyre? Okay. Ah, why are they going for the hard? Ocon. Okay, so he's got his mandatory stop out of the way, but there's no way the hard's going to go to the end or anything like that. If it does, it's just nuts.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So, in fair, there's a bunch of them doing it. I wasn't expecting that. And Perez has got off the hard tyre as well. Okay. So it looks like everyone from Ocon downwards has pitted already.
What happened
So what
to
happened?
McLaren?
Oh, he's turned in on Stroll, I think. Or Stroll hit him. I'm not really sure. Here we go. Right and above you. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for Stroll on that one. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it's one of those ones you couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Stroll...
I mean, Lance didn't really give him a lot of room.
No, he didn't. He's
kind
kind
of
of pinched.
interlocked the wheels.
Yeah, he's kind of pinched
So
between...
maybe that's Lance's fault.
Possibly. I kind of think he's pinched between Alonso and Leclerc, and, well, we'll see what the stewards say, I guess. Oh, I'm fighting yawns.
Don't start. I'm starting.
Okay, so quite eventful already, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Alonso trying to go around the outside of Hamilton, that was ambitious.
that was.
Sainz is in the fight there, though. And he was thinking about taking the pair of them.
Thought about it.
Yeah. Looks like Max had a good start, but tried to squeeze Russell, but that just didn't work, did it?
No.
I
suppose you got the inside line.
Yeah. Championship-wise, Max did the wise thing there and just getting out of it a little bit, giving room to both. Hamilton gave him a slice of his own medicine from previous years there. But Max did the right thing by getting out of it, live another day, just gather some points.
It started.
Yeah, he pushed me off track. Oh, between the... They do it to each other.
Both as bad as each other.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's quite funny, to be honest, because the amount of times Max did it to Lewis. I mean, the other way around, Lewis would be saying the same thing. Okay, safety car ending. Can those Mercs stay ahead of that sole Red Bull? What do you think?
I don't know.
I like that. Good morning, F1 fans.
As you can see, we're bright-eyed and ready to help this morning.
I need some of those Tom and Jerry, you know.
Yeah, the matchsticks.
Yeah.
To stay awake, stay awake.
quite a chill restart. I don't think we're going to be seeing any rain though.
No. Well, it looks pretty clear at the moment.
I'm going to go and check. Shut up, TikTok. I'm going to go and check my weather app, which I've got set.
Ew.
Set to Melbourne, Australia.
Fine.
I don't think Sainz is going to be much in the fight in this, if I'm all honest.
But I hope that it isn't just like an easy pass for that Red Bull. Like, I want to see this fight for a little bit longer.
Yeah, agreed. Well, there is a little bit of rain around in the area, but we are talking minor spots. I mean, we are talking... If it rains, it'll be a miracle. Despite it being a very wet weekend at Melbourne Albert Park.
No worries. Enjoy the race, and yeah, let us know if you have any thoughts on it during the race. We'd love to hear it.
And we appreciate the lurk.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Okay. At the front, you can already see that the Ferrari's falling back. The race pace from that car just isn't that good. So I think we want to see Alonso getting on the back of Sainz and trying to get past him before even DRS is activated.
It just looks like he's quite... Well, he's within the DRS zone, but at the moment, it didn't look that far away from him, actually.
I've just noticed something odd.
What?
Perez pitted, didn't he?
Yes.
He was on the hard tyres. He's back on the hard tyres.
Did he put a hard tyres, or did he?
He had hard tyres on when he started, so he must have pitted again for hard tyres. That doesn't seem right.
Mm. Maybe the graphics are just haven't updated yet.
Entirely possible. There's definitely something funky going on there.
Hello, Nick. Good morning.
Morning. Yeah, okay, look at how close Hamilton is really pushing George, and yeah.
I don't want that. As much as obviously I want the Red Bulls to fight the Mercedes, I kind of want Lewis to have a little bit of a race with George.
Yeah.
Test him a little bit.
Can the Mercedes be smart enough to Hamilton to back up Max a little bit and still retain DRS with George, and just trying... The only way that Lewis is going to stay ahead of Max is with DRS. But put Max in a DRS train. A team DRS train. What do you think?
Yeah. Potentially. Is it the 4 DRS zone this year, or is it still free?
Albon's dropping like a stone. Ooh. Well, he's not
That's a lot
out.
of gravel.
Well, he's not out yet, but he's definitely... Safety car. Oh.
There's a lot of gravel on track. A lot of gravel.
I've seen worse than that. That's a very light safety car.
I suppose it's they don't want to probably test the tyres too much.
Penalty. For the safety car across the yellow line. He did.
If that was GT Sport, it'd be 3 seconds.
I know, right? I am surprised Albon hasn't got going again.
Maybe the front end of his car's a bit beached. Russell's in the pits.
Why? I suppose he's getting rid of a set of tyres. That seems odd. Hard tyres.
Simon's in the pits as well. Hamilton's leading the race.
Yeah, not for long, with Max behind him. Both McLarens are in the points.
Yep.
Hulk's in the points.
Yep.
Sainz has dropped. He must have pitted as well.
He did pit.
So I am a little bit surprised that Albon's still out. And he's crossed the track there. He's not meant to do that. He's supposed to go off. Oh. Ooh, that was lucky for the Alpine. See, the engine's running there.
Maybe they don't want to stress it out. Maybe.
It does seem a little bit odd to me still, though.
I don't know, maybe...
If the engine's running like that, they typically do a spin turn and get going again, unless he's got some front damage.
I'm going to say maybe some damage, or maybe, I don't know, no gravel in the car.
Do you know what? With Russell pitting, do you think that's a benefit or has screwed him? What do you think?
Well, like what we were saying, he's no longer got the option to DRS George.
Yeah.
Red flag?
That has screwed Russell.
I suppose that's to clean the track.
I wonder if that's barrier damage. Anyone who wants to tag us on Twitter, use the hashtag F1RST first.
Have you seen any memes? Anything like that?
It's got to be barrier damage. Yeah, look at it. It's got to be. Oh, I think he's hit the wall.
And then bounce back out.
Yeah. And Albon was running like 4th at the time. I knew he was running high, but I didn't think he was that high. I was about to comment saying Albon is running high, and then I saw him dropping. Which is about right, isn't it?
That must be surely because of the...
This is weird.
The track.
Mm.
Yeah, so that red flag definitely effed up, like, for Russell. Maybe they thought, obviously...
It's the risk you take, pitting under a safety car. So that's benefited anyone who's in the top 6, I would imagine. So Hamilton, Verstappen, Alonso, Stroll, Gasly and Hulk. He wants that front wing change, doesn't he?
Look, he's not 100% happy with it.
I'm wondering if he thinks he had contact with Max. Okay.
I suppose that's the red flag's probably because of the safety concerns. Obviously, Marshall being on track.
Yeah. I'm of the generation that has seen cars on the side of the road under just waved yellows, and seeing gravel on the track and now throwing a safety car feels odd.
Mm.
I can only think that the barrier is damaged, and since one car has already made it, they're going to definitely replace the barrier or something.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a grid start again, isn't it?
Is it?
I believe so. I think the race director has the authority to put it to a grid start with the current positioning.
Mm.
And you're right, it's because of the gravel. I've just said it. Which, to me, seems like a very light reason for a red flag. And does it mean, or does George always look like he's one step away from crying, even if he's happy?
I mean, I don't blame him if he wants to cry now.
Mm. Well, Henselman, we'll see what they do.
Yeah, maybe. What one would you prefer to see?
I prefer to see a grid start. I mean, that is a lot of gravel, but
I suppose it's because it's not the widest part of the circuit there, so.
Hulk was so lucky not to be collected there, wasn't he?
Mm.
But to me, that's just literally 2 minutes with brooms.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. And I hate that statement. What's your thinking on the red flags here?
Kind of like you, like this. It's a very light reason, but I can see the reasons behind it. Obviously, it's just safety reasons, probably. I guess don't want to risk anything.
But do you think they could have controlled it under double waved yellows, safety car?
Yeah, I think maybe safety car. But then, I don't know, there was only one real line to take, and if the driver didn't take that line, they just picked up a whole lot of gravel that wasn't there a minute ago.
True.
Seems like they're getting out. Well done. 10 minutes time.
Can you? Yeah. Well, when they have a safety car, they do tend to take the time. But the fun thing is, I'm just watching all of the marshals, and most of them are just kicking bits of gravel with their feet.
Here comes the little sweeper. The little sweeper seems a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like you said, surely like some brooms or something. Maybe they don't have brooms like
just take an
around
extra.
that bit.
Yeah. I honestly reckon 5 marshals with 5 brooms, a couple of minutes, not a problem. And they then have to give the teams time to reset for going again, that is fair enough. I get the delay and the time.
But little Ferrari just in a bush.
Yeah. Where that is where Martin Brundle famously crashed at turn 3 in 1996. He went in there upside down, and Alonso did it in 2016 odd, didn't he? And we had a conversation about that one because he didn't realise how badly he was injured after it, and I think he had a it was a collapsed lung, and he wasn't diagnosed with it for over a week after that barrel roll through there. And that body language from Leclerc there, it's just like, yeah, great,
Yeah, he's probably
wonderful.
so fed up.
It's not going to be his championship, is it?
Not with the current race pace of that Ferrari.
No. Have we seen any result for the investigation between him and Stroll yet?
I don't believe we have yet. It's interesting from a psychological point of view, like, the drivers have to reset and get ready to go again. Because once you're in that zone, you can't not get out of it. So the red flag, them getting out of the car, speaking to people, don't know, potentially it'd be interesting to see if it's thrown off a few of some people.
Yeah. First off, I'm going to say, whomever is just subbed, I can't see who is subbed. Thank you very much, first of all, and I do urge you to do at least follow or sub the Miss Sarah Hawkey over there. On my screen, she's... Oh, Stevie Wonder! Oh, that's loud. Thank you, Stevie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, that was really loud. And the teams have procedures for the restarts like this, and they have scenarios run for everything but via their computers. They're going to know what to do from here in terms of the optimal strategy, but I don't think Russell, even the supercomputers, ever envisioned being in sixth behind a Haas. It's a bit odd, isn't it? And hey, Stevie. Stevie's given us the muscles.
Muscles.
And we've got Koulias too.
Morning.
Morning, Koulias. Morning, Stevie. I haven't got the shout out command added on this one, but I can still do it, so you do get a link. And just want to show my gratitude. That's still working. Stevie said code brown for Albon. Yeah. Quite simply put. Bit strange that the blue one doesn't work.
Red alert. All hands to battle stations.
That one works. I've left like 5 redeems on just so you can change the colour of the lights. I think Koulias is going to cycle through them all. Weirdly enough, that was in time with the purple background.
Deflectors up, go to yellow alert.
Right. Grid start. What? You done?
So could have choose one colour.
Yeah, stick with it.
One.
Oh, turn them off.
I don't know. I mean, it might be interesting to see another grid start.
Yeah. I mean, they did that in Hungary a couple of years ago. Do you remember when Lewis was the only one to take the grid?
Yeah. He was just on his own.
Yeah, that was a red flag. So, Stevie says he's trying to have a disco. Well, I've only got 2 lights back there. It's not a very good disco. I've got the Australian flag, though. And a tyre.
And we're tired.
Do you know, I'm not even going to make fun of it. I am that tired. It's just like, I'm going to let that one go. But update, we do have Alonso with the fastest lap currently.
Ooh.
So this is what happened to Albon. Shame his camera's been a bit flaky. Yeah, the back end just went, nope. So he does jolt forwards a bit. I'm still surprised he went out with that. I mean, that is a big impact, but to me it looks like he's just taken the front wing off. Ah, no, the back wing's gone as well. Somehow he's hit the back as well. Or is that a rear wing failure? Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
And Kyrgios hasn't been to sleep. Yes, you do need to fix your sleep pattern.
So you need some sleep.
Oh, wow. I'm calling it now. That might be a Albon rear wing failure. Unless he's managed to clip the rear while spinning after the initial impact, that rear wing was flopping around.
Hmm.
Hulkenberg for his first podium.
Yeah.
What do you think? Wishful thinking? A little bit.
I was gonna say, unless like the whole people the people in front of him just retire or do something. But maybe.
Alright. If there's going to be an incident on this first lap restart, who's it going to be between?
Max and Lewis.
Yes. That was my answer as well. I was just looking at it going, how can I get Hulkenberg a podium? Take those 2 out. Stroll or DNF somehow anyway. I don't know if it counts as them having had a pit stop in terms of the, changing to different tyres. Well, saying it, I think Lewis is on hard tyres, so that probably is going to count. Yeah, okay, hard tyre. What's Max gone on to?
Looks like hard as well.
Yeah. I think there's a set of softs there at the back. Whoever that is. I think that's a McLaren. Stevie says he thinks Albon had dirty tyres from the corner before. Yeah, definitely possible. He was on the grass.
Did they ever mention if there's going to be a grid start or a safety car restart?
Not that I've heard.
The safety car is out, but...
Yeah, Stevie says Hamilton and Verstappen on hards. I think most of the field are going to be, but wait for the graphic to update.
apparently De Vries and Sargent are on mediums. Everyone else is on ones.
Okay, interesting.
Have they gone racing already?
No, not yet.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? They've gone racing. They sped up
Yeah.
and there's no safety car.
They're not racing yet. It's too slow.
Are you sure?
Dead sure.
Oh no, yeah, no. I see now. Because I saw it and they're just speeding up. I was like,
Just getting
I
some
swear.
heat in the tyres. And our Dutch correspondent has just said, according to Dutch TV, grid start.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, a
Oh.
bunch of them just.
Oh.
Okay, that was just plain idiotic. Why have half the cars just stopped on turn 5?
No, but whoever went through the gravel, the marshals are probably like,
Yes, yeah, you bastard. Excuse me.
just clean that up.
Yeah, I think that was De Vries. Oh man.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, is Max going to get into P1? Not by the first corner. But we're going to have Alonso trying to go around the outside. Okay, Max is going to be super racy here. Yeah, Stroll's fallen back quite badly, actually. Perhaps he's being cautious for a change.
Nuts.
Oh, that's a flying Haas. I think that... No, it wasn't a Haas. It looked like the same from the front.
Yeah, with the white nose, yeah.
I think Hulk has fallen back, though. Yeah, Hulk has fallen way back.
Need the graphics back. Which bit are you referring to, Kudos, about what happened? If it was just us going, it's because a lot of like 5 of them bunched up and had to slam their brakes on. Then one just cut across the gravel.
Yeah, a load of cars just stopped.
Literally, just stopped.
Yeah, I mean, they were barely even rolling. Okay. Gasly's up into P4. That's a hell of a showing from the AlphaTauri so far. But he's going to have a very mega and peeved off Russell, I think. He's going to be wanting to get on the back of this quickly, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what happened to Hulkenberg? Okay, one of the McLarens had a touch from, I think, Tsunoda. Or could be De Vries. The other, the remaining Ferrari nearly went up the back of that same McLaren. Am I just mistaken on Hulk, or is he actually just still up somewhere at the front?
Yeah, I think he's still like 7th.
I'm having trouble picking apart the Haas from the AlphaTauri, I think.
Definitely from that front on view.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well done, Kudos, for staying up to watch this. Right, as soon as Max has DRS, I think this race is bye-bye.
Yeah.
You can see how close he can be to Hamilton, even in the dirty air. And that Red Bull is just mega, isn't it?
It seems to be at the moment.
Yeah, and now it's got this long straight down into the fast flick chicane.
Oh.
That was too easy. I mean, that's a hell of a pass, but that was just too easy.
Nah.
I kind of think that's race over, I'm afraid, in terms of the win.
Potentially, yeah. He's already got a 2-second gap.
Yeah, there was literally nothing Lewis could have done about that. Gasly's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's still running in fifth, but obviously George has got past him. Turn 3 incident. Ocon and De Vries causing collision. Okay, nothing required. That's when we saw De Vries go up in the air.
Yeah.
Hi, Roses. And yes, we were doing the pre-GP to about me time. That is correct. And then we were up again at 5:30.
Well, I put my alarm on for 5:30. 10 off.
Well, half
Rolled
of us.
over.
Half
And
of
I
us.
think I lost about 20 minutes again.
Half of us were up at 5:30. Ooh, it looks like the Mercedes is a lot handier around here compared to previous races. So, Saudi and Bahrain. Can we get a Hamilton-Russell 2-3?
Potentially. Yes. Yeah, we're knackered. Curious.
Admittedly, I'm usually at work at this point already in the morning, but it's still never nice getting up early for your day off.
I was like, yeah, I was on the road this time yesterday, on the way to work. But like, I could do with more sleep.
Okay, Sainz is recovering up to 6th, but it's still not a good weekend for Ferrari. Stroll is really falling back. I wasn't expecting to see that given the pace of the Aston Martins. Perez still only...
He did DNF last race.
Don't pass there. Don't pass there. Ooh. I would not like to have... Never go wheel-to-wheel with K-Mag in a fast corner, because you will end up... The likelihood of dying is quite high.
Yeah, it doesn't look like enough room to pass there.
No, I think Kevin had to get out of the way.
Oh!
Front wing of Piastri taking a bit of a knock. It's like 1.5 between, well, just over a second between Hamilton and Alonso, and then about 1.5 from Alonso to Russell. I can tell you now, Koulos, that's not actually a smart thing to do.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
That is what is called hunger strike.
Yeah, and your body won't like it.
Back to the F1 action. Oh, is that Perez on again? Yeah. If Perez wants a shot at the championship this year, he has got to get up to at least 5th, hasn't he? Oh, it nearly went off.
I was like me in the pre-GP last night.
I kept doing that in the qualifying, actually. The qualifying, I was allowed out of the pits.
Did you see the thing on Discord?
Yep.
I laughed at that when I seen it.
Yeah. So Max was complaining about Lewis being not close enough behind the safety car. They're always complaining at each other, those two.
Good start though. They're in the park up anyway.
Max hasn't disappeared as much as I thought he was going to be.
Did Gasly just overtake Russell?
Russell's falling back. You are right. He's got 2 or 3 plates. Oh, he's got a puncture or something. Yeah, that's fire. Well spotted. Ooh, that's a... this is probably going to be another safety car, because that is going to be stopping in the pit lane. Yeah, that's a safety car. Ooh, jump out, jump out.
Yeah, jump out, George, jump out.
And it's not quite as spectacular as that Ferrari fire back in Austria last year, but
Yeah.
get out. Because he wants to try and save as many components from that engine, that power unit, as possible, because that's all budget.
I didn't realise that Mercedes put a pop and bang remap on their car.
I didn't realise they had a mobile barbecue. Oh god, the memes are going to be coming now, aren't they?
They're literally spraying George with that stuff as well. He's just stood there.
I don't think he cares at this point. So yeah, he's coming out of the penultimate corner. There it goes. Yeah, see, you says it's safety car Sunday. Yeah, it does feel like that. That does look like a remap to a pop and bang thing, doesn't it?
He went to cigarette, it spits flames. Imagine that, getting close to one of them, like, if one of these safety cars did that all the time. Just get behind them and like, bit of fire.
I wonder if that is more... That, to me, it looks like it's fuel or oil, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
So I
Just
don't...
in and around the exhaust.
Yeah, so I don't think it's an outright failure of the power unit. Maybe a small component or a pipe.
Maybe.
Oh, they did that under virtual safety car.
Well, he was at the end of the pits, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised. CV says he could have noticed it and gone into the pits.
He was past the pits at that point, I think.
By the
When it
time it
was
started, by the time it started going, he was on the back straight. As Crofty did say, he did have Stroll on his inside of the corner at the time, so he couldn't just wipe across. But yeah, he could have possibly gone on the pit lane, possibly. Okay, so for the virtual safety car, DRS is enabled straight away, I believe. Fighting a yawn, fighting a yawn. Whew. Alonso is losing time through the fast chicane. He's actually just lost about a quarter of a second. That can all be down to battery harvesting, regeneration, aerodynamic drag from the car in front, all sorts. He's not going to frighten Ocon off the road with that one. Okay, so where do we think this race is going? What on-track action is going to be best? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know.
How about we say battle for second and watching Perez see how far up he gets?
Probably. Yeah.
I think
Other than that.
yeah, Hulk for podium's not going to happen.
Unfortunately not, I don't think. Unless all of the...
Ooh! Perez, stop passing into there, please. You're going to give me a mental hernia. That is sketchy, that pass. I haven't actually seen the result for the opening lap investigation with Stroll and Leclerc, but I presume that was deemed a racing incident.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen anything
Yeah,
about it, so probably.
this pass here just feels sketchy. I do not like it. It looks great, but after racing that track last night for 60, 70 laps, you're like, that's not really a braking spot to overtake, is it?
No.
So I still haven't got used to the fact Gasly is in an Alpine.
Well, no, but he seems to be doing quite well. This race especially.
Stevie, to answer your statement there, he says Checo still needs to change compounds. I believe he actually pitted on lap 1 under the safety car, but he went back to hard tyres. So, well, that being the case, he hasn't gone to a second compound yet. That would make sense, yeah.
Maybe he's seeing how far they can get. They're coming.
Yeah. You can definitely see how much grip that Red Bull's got, though, can't you? Running outside of Piastri. Yeah, he has only used hards. That is correct. So the McLaren tractors seem to be heading backwards a little bit now.
Yeah.
I can hear the enthusiasm, Sarah.
Yeah.
Dear God. That Red Bull in DRS conditions is just mental.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't be too surprised if they leave Verstappen, well, anyone from, say, even Norris upwards, try and get them to do the rest of the race on the hard tyres. But I wouldn't be too surprised if about 10 laps to the end, we see Perez go medium or even soft tyres.
Yeah, I mean...
2 seconds a lap faster than everyone else.
Yeah, why not? Like, what's he got to lose?
It's roughly, what, 22 seconds for a pit stop time loss? So, yeah, you need to leave it for about 12, 13 laps to make sure he gets all the time back. And then by then, he'll get an extra point for the fastest lap. That's my big brain top tip.
Max will probably still want to take off from him, but...
Yeah, he'll want to build a gap and pit and with 1 lap to go. 2 laps to go. He's not pulling away from Hamilton as fast as I thought he would. He's only 5.2 ahead.
But still, 5.2 ahead. Like...
Yeah. I mean, either Max is coasting or that is Merck's faster than what I thought. Hamilton's complaining about his tyres and the world keeps revolving. What's it with the dive bombs today? Signs on Gasly. There's something with the race direction today where they seem to be joining a lot of moves just as they're happening. I mean,
yeah, like halfway through.
Yeah, it's almost perfect, but it's not quite. They needed to be doing it 50 yards, 100 yards to it earlier. Then again, that is a dive bomb. That was good. Clean. Probably scared the bejesus out of Gasly. Okay, so we've got a battle for 10th here. It'd be nice to see Piastri get some points on his debut at the Aussie Grand Prix. Promise Piastri's sandwich between Tsunoda and Ocon. That is a dangerous place to be, isn't it? Oh, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Behave. Do you know what? That was good. I agree with you, Stevie. I think Piastri is a little bit cautious. But if he's playing the long game, it might come to him. I doubt getting past is part of the long game. So, I'm surprised we're seeing Sainz has come back through the field so well. Do you reckon he can catch Alonso and Hamilton? And I do agree, Stevie. Piastri being a rookie, he's better to be cautious. Morning, Pedro.
Morning. You're late.
I was wondering where he was.
I'm joking. I'm like half asleep, so I don't blame you. Again, it's a rest.
Oh, Ocon running outside. Yeah, I do agree with you, Stevie. Being his home race and his first time there, and a rookie, it's best he's a little bit cautious. Hopefully he's not so cautious and looks a little bit scared, but it's fine line.
Everything's going good, fine, race-wise.
Depending on who you support.
Yeah. I don't know how much you've seen of it.
Ooh.
A little pat from Carlos.
Yeah, Jensen just said it was curb. It did look like curb smoke, but also it's worrying when you see a Ferrari do that.
I'm only joking, Pedro, don't worry. I'm only joking. But yeah, I don't know how much have you seen of the race. We're 28 laps in.
If you don't want us to talk about it, leave now.
Yeah. I don't want to like spoil it for you if you haven't watched it yet, or about to watch it.
I think we're doing all right, Pedro, but we are weary.
I'm going back to bed after this.
Yeah, I'll be going back for an hour or two myself. We'll get the post-race stuff done quickly.
That was me just before the podcast as well. I literally woke up 5 minutes before, rushed to get ready, and then when it appeared, I was like, "What me? What me?"
Okay, Perez up to 9th, so he's got a couple of points so far. Promise after that it's 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Yeah, I reckon he can get 5th easily. I mean,
It's up to you, Pedro. Would you like us to run down what's happened, or?
I'll say, if you don't want us to talk about it, you're in the wrong place, I'm afraid. Because we will.
Say. I didn't know if you wanted to see clips of it later or what you started watching it. How was it?
Ooh, that was good from Piastri. I think passes running outside there look much more natural than ones down the inside, which looks scary.
Yeah, 100%. No, Pedro, it's up to you. I know what's happened.
Well, if you choose to stay here, we will be talking about it. So, yeah. Ooh.
Also, talking about the Ferrari's race pace, that Alfa Romeo's race pace doesn't seem to be, like, great.
No, it really doesn't, does it? The Alphas don't even appear on my radar anymore, if I'm brutally honest. Just because...
Wait for it to be Audi or the like...
Yeah, I mean, they're in that point where they are waiting for further investment.
It is weird to see Bottas so far down there.
Well, it's the pain he's going to have to go through to stay there until Audi take over.
I can do a summary, but just didn't know if you wanted to watch it. Like, but like Midnight said, we will be talking about it, so it's up to you if you wanna, I guess, watch the race without spoilers, or you want us to tell you. Or you want to listen because we're talking about it. I mean, you could probably guess who's leading. Like, that's just an easy guess.
Yeah, that one's just semi-obvious.
Oh, well.
Question for you, Sarah.
I haven't seen it yet. It is, yes.
You're wearing it, I'm not. Where's mine? Hang on. See, I'm wearing it too.
Yeah. It's the first thing that was there because I had like 5 minutes. I just...
It's really warm though, isn't it? It's really warm when you're cold and it's first thing in the morning. You're like, oh. It's like a blanket.
Well, yours is hoodie, mine's only a t-shirt.
I thought you had a hoodie. One hour I remember. The hoodie is really warm. It's kind of making me think I want to get back into bed, actually.
Don't fall asleep on me.
Yeah, I won't do that. You're all good. So, Sainz is catching up to the back of Alonso.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not going to put it past him. I reckon, and I'm surprised by this, we could be on for a P2 for Sainz.
P2?
P2. I mean, look, he's right there.
Oh, yeah, true.
And I am as equally as stunned at that statement as anyone else.
Maybe, potentially, yeah.
Well, if you look at it, from P2 down to...
Well, the graphics said a minute ago, Perez to Alonso, only 10 seconds.
Yeah. So an extra second and a half. 11 odd seconds from 2 to 9. Are we going to see these hard tyres go so long? I hope not.
They did go quite long in the last... Was it last race? Or the race before?
One question I've been asked multiple times is, how long can a set of tyres go? Yes.
But the hards look more, I guess, durable this year than what they have done the past few years.
They look faster as well compared to the mediums used. The comparison's dropped.
Because if we were to think about it, a few years ago, you said, will the hards last the whole race? We'd been like, no. Like, they would have to pit.
Well, it's also one of those things. You can technically get a set of softs to last the entire race. It just depends on how fast you go, how much you use them.
And how fast you want to go.
Yeah. And if you push too hard, you'll go slower. Eventually, anyway. So, when I say yes, yeah, they will make it. Won't necessarily be the most thrilling race in the world. I think it was, where was it? Like Singapore? It was a few years ago. We had the leaders out just doing really stupidly slow lap times. And then Williams, which was one of the dog cars of that year, I mean, it was probably 3 or 4 seconds a lap off the pace, was then, once it pitted, was then the fastest car on the track by about 3 seconds. Just because the front cars were just saving tyres. And fair point, Bedry, yeah. Albon, at this point last year, like, used the hard tyres, like, all race. But the tyres are a slightly different construction this year. What that means, nobody knows.
Well, they're saying that Sargent and De Vries are still on mediums, but they are running bottom 2. So see, they're not helping.
No.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Excuse me. Stevie says, damn, that AlphaTauri is slow. Between that and the Sauber, I'm disappointed by those cars. I mean, Bottas is literally 2 seconds ahead of Sargent, who was a rookie and in a Williams. So that's obviously the Alfa Romeo, but only just in front of that is Tsunoda. Oh. Apparently Tsunoda has an issue. Apparently he's managing an issue. What do you think that could be? Brakes? Overheating? Broken bit of wing, perhaps?
No.
Oh, here's K-Mag. Is he going to dive bomb? Yes. One thing I am really stunned by is, following our pre-GP last night, how accurate the game seems to the actual course from what we're seeing. I mean, I know the laser maps and all, but there's always discrepancies. This one looks genuinely good and close to the game. The game looks close to it, rather. Okay, Sargent with pit stop, 20 laps to the end. He's gone on to new hard tyres. Comes out in front of Max. And with regards to what Stevie said, Gasly must be happy he went to Alpine. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing quite well. I think it wasn't it. The first race we were all like, "Oh no," like because obviously he put all the way back, and but then he climbed through the pack, so it seems to be working out in his favour so far.
Okay. If you're in the top 3 cars, excluding the leader, what do you do now?
Well, I followed the leader.
If you're second, third or fourth, or even fifth in this case, what do you do? Do you stay out, go to the end, or do you pit in now and go for medium tyres? What would you do?
That's a difficult one. Because like all they were saying, like if you pit now, you're going to lose a lot of positions.
Bit fresh,
And
sticky tyres?
will they have enough time to make them up?
19...
If anyone, I think Max would try and build that gap and go for another compound. If you can.
Max could do it. He will come out probably 7th or 8th, but he'll have the fastest car and soft tyres. Fresh, soft tyres. And,
Yeah, it's good to see Hülkenberg and Lando in the points.
and
With a shout out to Piastri, because
just
he's
outside.
he's having an alright race.
Yeah, he's done well. Pedro says Gasly's getting closer to Carlos. In my opinion, what is happening is Hamilton's holding up Alonso, Sainz, and then Gasly's closing in on Sainz, because Sainz actually passed Gasly initially to get there.
A little bit of a dive bomb, but it was his team.
True. I am actually very surprised Perez hasn't closed in more on Norris. With that,
Yeah.
also Perez definitely has to stop again.
I know it's obviously different tracks and different layout and stuff, but Max from 15th got to second in 25 laps. Obviously, Perez starting right at the back. It seems to have taken him longer to get into the points. Maybe he's just happy where he is, so as long as he's in the points, it's something. But if he's got a championship to fight for,
Perez needs to be pushing hard if he wants to fight for that. The weird thing is, he's just not closing in on Lando. And we all know that McLaren is not in the same league as the Red Bull at the moment. And he could be charging his battery, but he hasn't exactly caught... Ocon's only... Well, he's okay, he's 8 seconds behind him, but it was a number of laps ago that Perez went past him.
yeah. Pedro, if you've seen he's running, Have you seen who's not running?
Hmm. We had any good memes from the race yet, Sarah?
Do you know what? I haven't looked. Maybe
Nor
should
have I.
look
I only just remembered.
Because our brains are not switched on this morning.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much, but you know.
You know. Tired. Yes. And Matt Gallagher, what? The red flag was for gravel? Has the FIA ever heard of a broom?
Well, kind of what I said, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. George Russell, he's on his phone. He just tweeted, "When it's not your day, it's not your day."
Well, he's not wrong. And thank you for sending a couple of memes to us.
Oh, I see them. I'm reading. Pedro, honestly, I literally found that meme and I just saved it.
Okay, here goes Perez, finally. That's taken him a very long time, if you ask me. The longer we go without any of the top 10 pitting, the less we're going to see, likely we're going to see anything interesting. And I swear Perez still needs to pit. Because as Stevie said, we don't think he's actually been in anything but hard tyres yet. And don't know, Pedro. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Because that seems to be those top three, other than Max, just managing themselves.
Matt Gallagher said Hulkenberg is dangerously close to a podium position.
What, in 8th?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there, Pedro. I mean, at the end of the day, if Lando can follow Perez through, it will help him out long term, rather than sitting there fighting and using up his tyres, which will then fall backwards. We have seen a lot of good racecraft today. We haven't seen any too much in the way of wheel banging and whatnot, other than De Vries and what was it, Stroll? Stroll? No, it wasn't Stroll. I remember who it was. De Vries and someone.
Yeah.
Tsunoda. Tsunoda.
No, yeah, was it? Yes, it was. No, was it Ocon?
One of them.
Eh.
Okay, so clearly none of the top 6, 5 at least want to pit again. Because they're worried about losing track position. There we go. Someone's having the parts to go for the soft tyre. De Vries. I mean, there's no point in him doing it, but why not, I suppose. My camera isn't turned off, Pedro.
Oh, my screen is, sorry. I'm back. I think it's because I played a video on Twitter.
Oh, you turned it off.
No, I didn't mean to.
Well, I can do that too, you know. Hey, Flappy! Right, where are you? I'll find you. There you are. Nah. And you're back. I saw that, you know. Ooh, Max has gone off a little bit. He's just lost a couple of seconds. I bet he's going to say he's woke up now.
Woke up now. There's a video that would do. Just FYI.
I'm partially doing it in the key of A minor myself.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, good morning to Flappy. Thank you for joining us on this F1
Morning.
Australian Grand Prix watch along. You know us too. It's a bit of it's another not classic, but there is a lot of action throughout the field, and we do have Norris going for Hulkenberg. He's going to try. Oh, that could have ended up in a crash. Okay, I'm clearly missing something because Perez, Stevie, has Perez gone on to any other tyre, any other compounder tyre? Because I thought you started on the hard and has only been on the hard tyres. And I think Hulkenberg might get a penalty for that because that might be moving too late. What do you think?
Maybe.
Seems a little bit dry for memes in this one, doesn't it?
A little bit. I'm looking.
Well, it's not your fault. I can only presume that somewhere Perez has gone on to a medium tyre for like one lap.
If not, that just seems confusing. Like,
Yeah. And clearly the rest of the field are trying to just go to the end, just manage the tyres. And this is the Formula 1 that I don't like, is when they're just managing things. Apparently Checo has used the hards, then mediums for like one lap or so. Okay, so don't know where he did that.
oh,
Thank you for the info, Pedro. But where he did it, I can't figure out, because I know he pitted at the end of lap 1.
he must have, before the safety car, like before the red flag, must have gone on mediums and then back on hards.
Or he's gone out under the safety car. I don't know. I don't know where he's done it in the first couple of laps. He must have pitted under the first safety car. So you're like, okay, well if he's done it, he's done it. Okay, so that's Hulkenberg. That was partially off the road. Now he's going to be... Well, he might have Ocon for company afterwards. And Sevia says, nice racing, Lando.
I think I might think it's slightly different. I think it was good racing.
Ah, okay. Pedro says the first 2 stops were before lap 10. So he's clearly gone hard, medium, back onto hard again. And probably changed or left the hard tyres on at the red flag. Interesting. Oh! Oh!
What did Kevin do? He's driving with 3 wheels and
That looks like he's hit something. That
Should
could
he
be
be
a safety
carrying
car.
on?
That will be a safety car. Oh, and now he's right next to a... No, that's a safety car.
There's this tyre. Yeah.
If anyone's got any sense, someone's going to put on a set of soft tyres and go nuts for the last lap.
Yeah, why not?
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, this race could suddenly come alive. Okay, so some drivers are going to go for this, and that is Hamilton.
Oh.
No, he stayed
Yes.
out. No, he stayed out.
Oh.
It was just a dummy.
It could have worked out in favour.
Problem is there are too many cars there that will jump him in the pits. So, okay, what's happened to K-Mag here? Oh, he's just hit the wall. He's just hit the wall.
Just went,
The tyre went, I'm out.
I'm out, see ya. Thank you very much.
Well, he wasn't in the points anyway, but still, that's a fairly rookie error, isn't it? And I agree with you, Stevie. It might very well finish under safety car. Yeah, I agree with Pedro as well. I think K-Mag's going to be quite upset with himself. Silly incident.
Why has he carried on for like so long?
Well, he was clearly thinking of Hamilton in, I think, what was it, 20... Ooh. It was either 2019 or 2020 when he won with 3 wheels. I was like, I can do this! Of course, Lewis is saying that there's so much debris out here because he doesn't want the race to restart. Red flag.
Red flag.
Is that going to be a 3-lap sprint to the end?
Don't know. Either that or they're just gonna leave it there.
Okay, we've got qualifying session, 3 laps to the end. Well, we'll go round again, and then we'll get laps 57 and 58.
Pedro, by the way, this isn't the first red flag.
No.
That's why we were a bit like.
Right, so it's lap 56 now. They'll go around, complete that. They will do a restart on lap 57, so we're going to get a 2-lap sprint. This is weird.
That doesn't seem worth it.
Well, it'll be entertaining, at least.
It's
Hopefully.
entertaining, but it just doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very surprised by this, because we might see a Hamilton dive bomb into turn 1. We might, yes, God forbid, I mean, early prediction of Hamilton and Verstappen coming together, we might still see an Alonso win.
Is it going to be a good start, or is it going to be a safety car restart?
I think it's going to be a restart again, same as last one. If I remember correctly, the race director does have the authority to choose.
Can you just stay in the car at this point?
Yeah, I probably would have, because getting out it'd be distracting. From a psychological point of view, you're probably better off answering this one. Is that more distracting than anything, talking to all of these different people going, oh, is it starting again, and throwing your arms around, or just staying focused out in the car?
Yeah, at this point they need to stay focused, they need to stay in the zone. So, like, the red flag at this point is probably going to throw them off.
And Stevie's quite rightly pointed out that Perez is the only one with fresh, soft tyres. Will that give him any extra grip, though? We'll guess we'll find out. Well, at least we're pretty much guaranteed to see the lap 58 to be the fastest lap of the race. So if he gets that lap, he's going to get the point.
What?
Flappy, what happened to Magnussen? He dropped a wheel into the wall. To put it bluntly.
His wheel went bye-bye.
Yeah, his wheel went whee! Yeah, that. Yeah, it wasn't even a particularly big incident. It's just that the tyre is sitting on the track and then the car's going that way.
Yeah, having a quick bite twink.
Yeah, it needs those extra calories to stay mentally juiced for the final 2 laps. I mean, this really could upset the entire race, so that even the win here. Pedro says this can only benefit Checo. Be careful what you say. Because there's one thing that F1 cars don't like, it's going through multiple starts with the same clutch. for the grid starts. They do not like it, and who is to say that it's going to be a clean start? But we will see. I'm hoping for a clean one, but
You know, I want Piastri to get at least a point. Like, it's pip off one, get a point, then I'm dusty. Why? 10 minutes, I want to go back.
oh no. Stevie says, grid start or behind safety car? I would say grid start, like the last one. Did they drop those security strings attached to the wheels? No, they're called tethers. And what has happened with Magnussen is the wheel is still attached. The tyre has come off. So it's literally deflated. And because he went down the car wall, it's gone down the outside. It's just pulled off the tyre from the rim. So we've got 8 minutes until the restart. So go and have a 6-minute snooze. Are there any good memes knocking about while we're waiting?
Let's do a little quick joke. I'll have to zoom in on this one to see if I don't be able to quite see what it says.
You see how much dry ice are blowing through the back of that McLaren there? That's quite interesting to me. I mean, these cars overheat so badly, even just sitting around. You've got to literally force feed cold air over the parts to stop them from melting. And there is the other Australian on the grid. Well, not on the grid, in the paddock that we care about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. 6 more minutes.
Haas F1 team on Twitter said, Haas, missing Wales and Australia. Why is it always here?
It is always Australia. I think it was Magnussen and Grosjean in the same race that both came out of the pits without bolts attached. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat now. It's not active yet, but we have the driver of the day link. If anyone wants to vote, I would recommend holding off until we have seen who is going to finish where. You can tell they're filling for time when as soon as Crofty starts talking about football. Apparently Lando's had something floating around the cockpit with him. Always worries me when they got something like in there. I mean, if that's like a spanner or something like that, that jams underneath the brake pedal or something.
Look at this meme about this.
Are there a few knocking about now?
The last one. They got me.
Oh, that's a point. Oh, controversial. Abu Dhabi 21 is never far away from the forts, is it?
No, it just made me laugh. He was standing there in the background.
Ooh, I think I felt that one. I'm going to skip to that one now. Where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna let that sit there for a while on the screen. So, if anyone's not going for soft tyres right now, I think they're going to be a bit daft. Okay, 2 minutes 10 seconds there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
I'm gonna get there.
And then we're gonna blow through the breakdown fast as anything, aren't we?
And I'm gonna go a bit.
Oh, I mean, seriously, that one though, that meme. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Ooh.
That's what made me laugh so much. I was
Yeah. Ooh.
Did you see the Simpson one as well?
Yeah, I've had them cycling on display for a while. They've all made me giggle.
Carlos, no! Oh, sorry, force the habit.
Yeah. The one with Elmo and Chaos is kind of accurate as well.
Yeah, I can't believe Alfa Romeo tweeted that. I was like, okay.
So, I don't think it's a Chaos Grand Prix, but it's not far from it, is it? It's just... The first red flag was, in my opinion, not needed.
100%. A lot of people on Twitter saying, like, why did the red flags occur?
Yeah. But for the sake of consistency, if they red flagged for that in the first part, then Magnussen's car and tyre on the track, also a red flag.
But like, I don't know if it does it make sense restarting with 2 laps to go.
I'm glad they are, because we're getting this, but
Oh yeah, no, I'm glad they are, but like, is it?
it seems a bit false, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
A lot of people on Twitter saying it's like just for the entertainment, like it's not really.
Well, it's in the rules, and we've seen this before. I can't remember what race it was, but we have seen something similar before.
Well, you know what race it is.
I can't remember, which one was it?
Oh no, not a red flag and then restart. I was thinking like safety car, like then restarting.
Oh, that one, yeah. And Steve says this is going to be exciting. I hope so.
Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense with the red flag and then restart with like two racing laps. It's like,
If they can, they've got the time and the laps to do it. The only issue is they have to finish the Grand Prix within 4 hours of the initial start time, scheduled start time, and I think it's like 3 hours of the actual start time. I think. Something like that. I mean, they change the rules every year, so... So, dive on from Hamilton. Oh, God, this is actually going to be a bit tense.
And Pedro, we are a little bit behind. So
Yes, please. Anyone who is watching on Sky or Virgin or whoever, we're watching on the internet now, TV and whatnot, and it is up to a minute behind. So please, if there's a big crash, don't tell us. The only other thing that could happen right now is one of the cars blow up on the way to the grid, or it starts raining. Right, we're also coming through the fast flick on the back of the circuit, coming down the back straight now. Okay, I want to see Piastri nick Ocon's spot.
Same.
And I want Sainz or Alonso to win.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just from the championship's sake, if Verstappen wins this, it's basically over. Unless Red Bull stop developing the car next week. Which, as I've made it quite public, I don't care for Red Bull that much, but I do think they are a fantastic entity in business. They are so good at what they do. And I think, despite the financial issue 2021, they're not going to do it again. They might find another loophole, but that's besides the point. The Aston Martin boys are a little bit hyped up. Oh, Alonso, don't get a penalty for parking out of position, whatever you do.
No, they widen the grid places, the grid spots to this race.
Did they?
Mhm. Can you see how big they are? Look.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Here we go. It's lights out for the third time. 5 lights. Yep, Verstappen's got into turn 1. Don't crash, don't crash. None of you crash. Oh, Alonso's gone. Oh, big crash. Big crash. That's another safety car. And there goes Stroll.
Why you don't
Oh
restart
my
with 2
God.
laps to go.
This is amateur hour. Red flag.
Great job.
Alonso's still going,
What was
though.
the point? What was the point? What was the point?
Both Alpines! Double
What was
points.
the point in that?
The double points for Red Bull, double points for McLaren, and double points for Alfa Romeo.
But considering how good of a race Gasly was having, what was the point in that restart?
Absolute carnage.
No, but at least F1 hoping
Oh.
to learn. With 2 laps to go, why the hell did you restart?
Hulkenberg P4.
That's dangerously close to a position like a podium position.
Sarah,
What?
they might restart the race.
You.
Oh dear God. Now that is... Okay, so who hit Alonso? Sainz. Oh dear. I think Piastri's in... Yeah, Piastri's in the points now. So, Sainz... Okay, yeah, Sainz has clunked Alonso. And then the Alpines hit each other. So, Gasly's come across back on the track. The other Alpine's going around to the right of him. So, it's always involving Ocon. I know it's not his particular fault on this one. All these cars will be classified at the end because they've gone over 90% of the race, but that's Gasly's fault, I think.
Ocon had nowhere to go.
Which one is Ocon and which one is Gasly? Gasly was ahead, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think Gasly's come across.
Yeah, the replay we saw was of Ocon's point of view.
Yeah. Oh, Carlos.
He just outbroke himself.
And then Stroll just forgets to brake for T3. So what happened to Perez? Because he was 9th, and I think he's still 9th or something or other. No, he was 7th. Oh, he has gone across the gravel. So he outbraked himself too. Ooh, debris hitting the halo there.
Is it though, Pedro? Because he didn't look like he had a lot of room.
It's all interpretation.
Difficult.
Stewards restart procedure under investigation. Are they investigating themselves or the drivers?
They need to investigate themselves. What's the point of that?
Well, if they hadn't have crashed, that could have been a beautiful final couple of laps.
Please don't restart again. I want to go to bed.
I think well, there's no point. It's lap 58.
58. Yeah.
There's literally no point. They literally go around to start grid.
Ow. We're on lap 56. And then obviously 57 come back in.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on 58.
Hang on, yeah, they went out on lap 56. So they did that lap. 57 was starting. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Because they went out, did lap 56 as part of the formation lap. 57 was this one.
Oh.
And 58 will have to be another procession lap. Alonso is technically right there. When there's a red flag, the rule is you count back 2 laps before you take the positions from 2 laps before. And Pedro, I don't think they're going to start again because the formation lap will be the final lap.
No, but if like what Alonso just said, then they just that would just seem like a shit show if they just reverted the positions, started again.
It is the rule though. It's been there for decades. One of the last times I ever saw it was like Brazil 2003, where Giancarlo Fisichella took Raikkonen with a lap or so to go, and then there was a massive crash from Webber, which Alonso then crashed into, and caused a red flag. And then they ended up giving Raikkonen the victory on countback. but then it was ruled that was incorrect. But that's besides the point. But then Fisichella did pick up the win. So Red Bull stand to gain a lot from this because Perez was 7th on the restart, I think. That might seem we lose Piastri's points. This is going to jumble up the entire grid. Aston Martin are going to want this. And so are Red Bull. And Pedro, if it goes on countback, McLaren are going to lose some points. The way I understand the rules are if there's countback, this last 2 laps didn't happen. Ted's saying it's going to get restarted, but I don't see the point. The lap they're going to do to the grid is going to be the final lap. So at this point, they're in grey territory with the rules. If they restart now, the countback is null and void. But logically, they shouldn't bother. But then the countback is in effect. This is going to be debated heavily. I agree with you, Pedro. I don't see the point in a restart either. But they might do it.
I didn't see the point in the first place.
Well, they might just do it so they don't have to do the countback.
Alright, well, they decide.
Have a little snooze there. Have a little snooze. Shall we start doing our breakdown now? Because it's not going to change anything for the on-track action, is it? What do you think?
No, but you have to cancel the feed, don't you?
Yes, I do. Although I can do it another way. I can recapture it.
Hmm?
I can just set up a new capture, new window capture. Though I can't send it to you, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Sainz wants to restart. Why?
It's because he's third. He thinks he can probably pip Hamilton.
Apparently, he's still in the car. Oh, Crofty's saying the rules are you must attempt to do the 58 laps.
They've attempted, it didn't work.
Well, it'd be a bit like, I've walked most of the way there, I'll just come back. Imagine if you had a parcel delivered and they got to the end of your road and went, oh, that's close enough.
I'll run after them.
Exactly. I mean, realistically, it's going to make no difference in terms of finishing position. That's what. Okay, that's probably why Carlos wants it. Right, I know why Carlos wants it because he's got Stroll and Alonso out of the way. So doing the new start will invalidate the countback option, hands down. So, although there won't be any racing, this is for position. And they're now talking about switching the cars around so they're in the original start position for the restart. But some of the cars are out.
There's too much faff. Just go. If you're going.
Oh, Stroll so almost hit the back of Carlos. But then he goes into turn 3 and it just tries to outbrake Carlos and just skidders straight off. Somewhat like a rookie, I'm afraid. Ooh, muddy tyres, muddy tyres. And Jensen's just raised the point, will Carlos get a penalty for hitting Alonso? F1, it's never simple, is it?
Normally I'd be so switched on and I'd be like, yeah, but I'm like, what are they doing now?
Okay, so if... Okay, now they're doing Mexican waves around the track. Okay, so my understanding... Okay, Jensen has given us the knowledge. It was red flag before the end of Sector 1. Therefore, they have to go back to the original red flag starting positions. Morning, Fred.
They do then, yeah, because well, that happened in the Silverstone, didn't it? On that one, into Joe's crash. Before Sector 1, and they all went back to their original.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Positions. Hello. Morning.
Yeah, the FIA have got to make a decision, and quick.
Yeah. Next year's Drive to Survive.
When it comes
It's
to...
probably like... I don't know. They're writing down all their notes now. They're like,
Whereas when it comes to on-track action, they don't... Drive to Survive don't tend to actually focus on the on-track controversy.
They'll focus on the 3 red flags and like they'll make it like a big Alpine like.
Oh God! Imagine if they were. Imagine if they are in Alpine's garage this weekend.
I wouldn't like to be.
Yeah, chances are they'll be in Williams though. They'll be like, "Oh, Albon, hit the wall."
Oh. Let's see what the Twitter.
Yeah. With Drive to Survive, I don't find they're good for on-track action. They're good for the controversy around the paddock.
Alfa Romeo. I'll send you the picture there. Alfa Romeo. They put "we give up." Australian Grand Prix base result, and they put Chagagnon question mark, Bottas question mark.
Yeah.
Send it your way.
Thanks.
Yeah. Do you know why this is all going on? Do you know who's at the track this weekend?
I do. I heard.
Just bad luck.
For those that don't know, a certain figure within F1 formerly was in the paddock this weekend. Who was it, Sarah? Michael Massey is in the paddock. And it shows.
If they kept the current order and Carlos Sainz was awarded a penalty for the collision with Fernando Alonso, Hülkenberg would finish on the podium. It
No!
would be his first ever podium for Haas. How crazy would that be?
But they're not going to keep the current order, I think. This one is utter. This one is going to be meme to high hell for just the end of the race, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been like... During the middle, we could have fallen asleep, but like, the end is just like... What the hell's going on?
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, CV, there is no laps left, so it will just be a formation to the end. Yeah, it would just be a safety car lap, that's it. And all of the car... The restart order, or formation lap, is going to be the order at the last red flag stoppage time start. There's a fly in the ointment of my logic there, but yeah. But minus the two Alpines, I think, and Logan Sargent. Easily one of the weirdest races I've seen in a long time.
100%.
I like that one with Rosberg.
It's like... Apart from that, I've not seen any other memes as yet. So currently, we only have 12 runners. We have 12 runners. Right, apparently the restart order is... why have they done it in numbers?
Yeah, it was car 1, car 44, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1, 44, then 14, then 55, then 18, then 11, then 4, then 27, then 81, 24, 27, 22, 77. Wait, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oscar is still in the points.
Well, he will be now, actually, because the two Alpines are out.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's only 12 runners.
Oh, just imagine finishing... If we had 11
12.
runners, you know what would happen last year? Do you know who would have finished 11th?
No,
Latifi.
probably.
Bob, thank you very much for the follow. I urge you to give Miss Sarah Hawkey a follow as well. And for those that are in the chat, feel free to vote for your driver of the day. I will make it live in just a second.
Update. Race resumption behind safety car in the order of the previous start minus cars out. There'll be a rolling start, and there'll only be one lap left. The checker flag will be out as soon as they come across the line. What's the point? Like, truly, though, what's the point? Like, they might as well just say, we've reverted the order. We'll finish like that.
Well, it is just that the formality that they're supposed to do the amount of laps, and if they can, they do.
No, but they have technically.
But they will.
58 out of 58.
No, they're on the 58th lap. They haven't done it yet.
But it says 58.
They're on it. They haven't finished it.
Still. Why another 10 minutes?
Is it seriously another 10 minutes?
Yes.
That's quite funny, if I'm honest. I wonder if Koulias has fallen asleep. Missed all of this.
Now, sorry, I missed some of the stuff in the chat. Oh, just checking Twitter. Gunter is apparently mad. No big surprise for it. Probably would be considering if it was the order that it was in, then Carlos got a penalty, and then Hülkenberg will be on the podium. Alonso looks angry to the point he wants to exchange a few words with Carlos after the end of the race. I mean, he doesn't have to now.
Yeah.
He's gonna just...
He's going to tell him off, though.
Yeah. All the time you have to leave this place.
So, my drive of the day is just now gone. Okay. Who do I want driver of the day to be? Please feel free to vote. Okay, I'm going to break a trend. I am going to vote for someone. Yeah. I voted.
I voted as well.
I won't look to see who you voted for yet. I want it to be a surprise.
Sir Jackie Stewart is at the track, yeah? We saw him a while ago.
Thank you for voting, Flappy.
Did Latifi score any points in the 3 years he wasted? Yeah, I think he got one.
You got a few.
Here, there.
You got a few. In Hungary, he was running in 3rd or 4th for a long time as well, thanks to the layout of the track. But generally speaking, he got a few points.
No, it's just all so unnecessary. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, what wonders for Alonso Hülkenberg was sad that he Probably wait for the podium. Probably not.
Penalty for Carlos Sainz.
Penalty. So that means who's behind him currently? Who's behind him?
Stevie says, curious what is going to happen now. Are they going to race one lap or not? No, they are not racing.
They're going to finish under the safety car.
Yeah. It's literally going out around the safety car to lap 58 and then coming back in. That's all they're doing.
Stupid.
It is a bit daft, but the rule set says they've got to do it. I mean, if you think about this on GT7, if we had a big pile up on lap 7 and they had the red flag implemented, it wouldn't give us the... It wouldn't finish the race until we finish lap 8.
I think Carlos just was told he got a penalty. Did you see his reaction?
I didn't actually see Carlos's reaction, no.
I think he was just like, oh. Yeah, Carlos with the penalty.
Unfortunately, I think Carlos doing that is kind of not caused the entire thing, but it's definitely helped.
It was one of
knock-on effects.
It was one of the first accidents, whatever you want to say they are, on that restart. So it probably didn't help.
Turn to incident involving Gasly and Ocon under investigation. Be fair.
They crashed. That's fine.
if you want my opinion, we're going to get it. Technically, Gasly has rejoined unsafely.
Technically, and obviously pinched Ocon a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Enough to interlock wheels.
Interlock wheels and the same corner of each car. And Pedro says, if they're going to go in to start the race in the previous order, feels a bit harsh. But that is what they do on a red flag if it's before Sector 1. This is that's what has always happened. Ooh! Read that one, Sarah.
If Gasly gets enough penalty points, he'll probably serve the race ban. Yeah, he's dangerously close.
Interesting. Did you hear that from Sainz? He was begging.
A lot of pleas, yeah.
Yeah, he was begging, don't give me the penalty. Unfortunately, you've caused the incident. Yeah. And as Crofty is explaining now, and I was actually about to say it, they will have a right of review, the same as what Aston complained about and appealed the verdict of the stewards in Saudi Arabia. Well, the only thing Sainz can do now, and this is a bit dirty, is back up the pack a couple of seconds. I think you're allowed 10 car lengths, and then gun it to the line and try and not get passed by everyone.
My goodness, it's fair, but it's not fair at the same time. It's fair, obviously, because he caused a collision, but it's not fair that he's not going to have the chance to build that gap.
The only thing that can go wrong now is if someone else blows up on the way to the start line. Can you imagine that?
I have no idea, but do they turn the cars off during red flags?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If they're over on fuel, they are allowed to run the cars, so they can burn some fuel.
I was gonna say, because especially the 3 red flags we've had, like, that can't be good for the cars if they're turning them off and then turning them back on.
It's not, but these cars are better at restarting than, say, like the V8s and the V10s were. Because they had a clutch which would just melt and blow up, and the hydraulics would... everything would get hot. I mean, now they have all these mobile ice packs and dry ice and fans and whatnot. If it's a rolling start procedure, the safety car may peel into the pit lane.
But they wouldn't be able to overtake, would they? Because they can't until they're past the line.
The safety car line, which is before the checkered line. So we're going to get one corner of action.
Way!
This has happened before. This has happened at Monaco in 2012. No, 2011. 2010 or 2011. Because Schumacher passed Alonso at the last corner. Anthony Noakes. And he then got penalised because he passed him before the safety car line. Not the checkered line, the safety car line.
Yeah, Stevie Pedro told us a second ago about that. That's what I said, he's dangerously close if he gets a penalty.
Yeah.
Like,
and Stevie, it's the safety car line, not the start-finish line. That's the only difference. They're 2 different lines. Oh, they have said no overtaking. Okay. That's fine.
oh, that's blinding.
It's a bit bright. The only thing we haven't had in this race...
Can you change to a different camera? Oh, man.
The only thing we haven't had in this race is weather. That's the only thing.
Imagine if it was a wet race, Jesus Christ.
I don't know why they're weaving to warm their tyres. There's literally no point to it.
Oh yeah, and it's the first race that like the teams can't go up on the fences. Do you know what I'm sad about that? That it looks so bare, like with no teams just getting up and celebrating.
I agree with you. However, what they did in Saudi, it did look unsafe. I think we spotted it on the finish last time, that they were literally almost falling onto the track. That was unsafe. Right. So we go straight onto the breakdown. Get this over and done with.
Maybe.
Right, for anyone who's around, please feel free to vote for your driver of the day, please. If you haven't already. Links in my chat and Sarah's chat.
Is that a house? What happened then?
What?
Did it blow up? Did it just pull over?
Was Hulkenberg stopped on track?
Somewhere.
That's about right. I hope he's got enough fuel in the car, because otherwise that's a disqualification.
Hmm.
Right, Miss Hawkey, shall we do the breakdown? Get this over and done with. What do you think?
That was good. Good.
Shall I take it as a yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right, let's get it over and done with. So hold on. Boom. You see that right?
Yes, let me just move the layout on my screen. It might disappear for a second. It'll come back. Don't worry. Come on. Come on.
Cool. I'm ready whenever you are.
We're doing this a second. What have I done then? Oh. Yeah, where's the news? Yeah, I think it's all done.
Okay. Say when you're ready. Yeah. Hulk stopped probably to have 1 litre of fuel in the car. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Ready.
Right. In no particular order. I'm going to do them as they've popped up down the bottom there. I have the qualifying and the race classifications up, so we should be able to burn through this. So starting with Norris, who started 13th, has come home 6th. Shout out a grade, and we're just going to go through this.
I think good overtakes. I think maybe in that McLaren, maybe a B.
Done. Carlos Sainz.
He was doing alright until obviously crashing into Alonso.
Yeah, 5th, and then ended up 12th.
COD.
I think it is a C, because he's had one mistake all weekend, but it's a very costly one.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. Sergio Perez, who started last, 20th, and has come home 5th.
It's not bad result, is it?
In the fastest car. It's a B, strong B.
I agree.
But he did outbrake himself into the first corner on a restart, but that was chaos. Put him behind Lando, I think. Alonso, whom started... We're going to burn through this, by the way. Started 4th, come home with a podium. And Perez was lucky to get 5th.
BRSD.
Strong B, because he hasn't done anything wrong all day.
I agree.
Cool. Bottas, who finished 11th out of 12 runners and started 19th. But we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dropouts. So effectively he is exactly where he started, just on the numbers side.
B, maybe?
Yeah. I was going to say exactly the same thing. Hulkenberg started 10th, has come home 7th. Low B?
Yeah, because there's a lot. I'd say C, because there's a lot of no runners.
The ones that would have been in front of him, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc. So 3, 10th. I think he would have come... Yeah, okay, C. He's done nothing wrong all day. He did move quite viciously on Albon, I think it was. Was it Albon? No, not Albon. Norris, wasn't it, earlier? Yeah, C. Could have done better in that. Okay, Strolly boy. Started 6th, has come home 4th, but did yeet himself off at turn 3 at the restart.
C, maybe.
Yeah. It's a bit uninspiring, isn't it?
Mm.
So C is kind of like the naughty boys almost this week. Okay, Albon, he was out fairly early on with a big spin, which I'm going to give up on the idea that was a rear wing failure. That is just damage. Because he was off one corner, then off the next corner. Yada, yada, yada. But he'd started 8th and was the first out. Second out.
He was running quite hard for a second.
He was running very high. But
maybe a C then.
I'm going to go with a D because he yeeted himself off the track.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you can run as high as you want if you crash twice in 2 corners.
True.
C or D?
Hi D.
Hi D. Above Bottas.
Hi D.
Hi D. Right. Nick De Vries, who started 15th, ended up out. I can't remember why. It must have been that chaos. Non-spectacular. Had an incident with... Who did he climb over the back of?
Ocon, I think.
Yeah. I don't
I don't
know.
know whose fault that was, though.
Yeah. I think it's
It's just...
I think he's
What are you
squeaking
gonna
into a C. Or is he still a D?
maybe, I think it would be a high D. Maybe low C.
Shame I can't put him in between. D it is. Okay, K-Mag.
Sargent hit him on the restart, that's why.
Oh, yeah, he did. He had a lot of incidents. Should we be benefit the doubt C then?
Well, Pedro just said De Vries was comfortably last before the race stopped.
D it is then. Okay, next one. K-Mag, who started 14th and yeeted himself off the track, took his tyre off.
Another red flag.
Yeah, caused the red flag. The second one. Not a good performance from him, I think. He was behind Hulk all day. I think it's easily a D.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Done. I'm going to put him behind Albon. Yeah. Okay, Ocon started 11th, collided with Gasly, not necessarily his fault, but behind Gasly all day. I don't think he was even really running into points, was he? He was like 10th or 11th. He was behind Perez, who was in 9th. He must have been 10th or 11th.
I think he was 10th and Piastri was 11th behind him.
Yeah. What are you feeling on the grade?
I maybe think a high D, low C.
Okay, Zhang Guoyu, I said that wrong. Zhou Guanyu. Whom started 5th, 17th, rather. Finished 9th, got points. But if you take the 8 people out, that would be roughly where he started. But only one of them would have been behind him. C, just for a quiet weekend, he has done better than the people that have crashed.
Yeah, I won them.
Cool. Logan Sargent. D.
Maybe, it wasn't
Maybe
really
me.
much from him this week.
He did take someone out.
True.
Do you know what? I think I might stretch to that. Just an E, just for the sheer fact he's had a couple of really bad weekends. He's taken himself off in qualifying a couple of times. This weekend, last weekend. I know I'm not valuing it on that, but he's also then taken someone out at the restart, so he's showing he's a rookie. He is. Okay, Leclerc staying in an A because he did half a lap. We're saying that he crashed himself out. No, did he? No, it doesn't matter. Let's move on.
No, he didn't.
But we're not going to grade him anyway. Piastri, 16th, first point.
It's a solid C, you know. We saw him do a good move on. Who was it? Who was it that he did a move on?
I can't remember, but I do remember watching it. I'm thinking high C, low B. Just the sheer fact. Home pressure, first home race, rookie,
Yeah,
has survived all of this and gone racing.
And got points, so. Yeah, what's I see?
High C. High C.
I see.
Okay, George Russell.
He was leading the race, then he was 7th, then he DNF'd.
Whom was the cause of a virtual safety car when his engine blew up. He was easily... Well, by our own rules, we said that people need to do a quarter or a third of the race to get classified. And he was out...
It was...
after the first red flag, wasn't he? Okay, so I think we can just about grade him. He done nothing wrong. He had a good start. Give him a weak B. Or a C. I'm thinking B. Because he was leading the race. He did take Max Verstappen into the first corner.
Maybe high C, maybe, I don't know. I'm struggling to decide. So.
I'm going to go with B, same as... No, C, same as Piastri. Because we didn't see enough of him. Okay, Gasly. Well, okay.
He was doing quite well until...
Yeah. Started 9th, was running in 5th or 6th. And then missed the corner at the restart, last one. And then took out his teammate by rejoining unsafely. Which he'll probably get a suspension for, we think. It'd be hard. I could see him anywhere between B, C, and D. For his racing, B. For his crash, a D. And you could easily just even it out.
Wait and see then.
Done. I mean, Ocon... It's a lucky C. It's a lucky C. Okay, Hamilton. B.
Probably say B, yeah.
Done.
Didn't really do anything wrong, but the Mercedes pace is just not there to take the Red Bull.
Yep, agree with that. Yuki Tsunoda started 12th, ended up in the points at 10th. But I think he had a poor race, if I'm honest.
Yeah, with a lot of non-runners, so...
Yeah.
C or a D. Probably a D.
We can't put him below we can't put him below Gasly.
Must put him on par then.
Yeah. It's got to be a C then. Max Verstappen, A or B?
I'd say a high B. Because he did have that off
He did.
onto the grass.
He did.
Um,
I'll put him between Norris and Hamilton. Are those kind of like about equal, all of them lot, aren't they?
Who did get the fastest lap at the end?
Yeah, but he always does.
No, I said who did get the fastest lap? Because wouldn't they have had to take it from a few laps back?
That is a good question, and I don't know the answer.
Or would they have took it from that lap? But that lap would have been so much slower than.
Checo got it.
Oh.
Yeah, and Stevie said with all the drivers going off for turn one, that was a and Verstappen. Oh, I see what you're doing here. That was community service, just cutting the grass a bit. I see what you're doing there, Stevie. Okay. Well, no really exceptional drives today. Some good ones, but a lot of average ones and a lot of screw-ups. Race out of 10.
If I'm being completely honest, I reckon, I don't know, this might be my lowest one so far, with maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 5 as well. The chaos at the end, the starts weren't great, as Stevie has said. It was entertaining at the end, but not necessarily good.
Yeah, my justification on that is like, one thing is entertainment, but one thing is obviously racing as well. It's like, some of the decisions I thought were questionable, even though they are in the rules, but like I thought they were questionable.
Yeah, at some point you think logic would take over and you'd go, okay, that's it at the end.
So yeah, I mean, I'm never going to rate it like that. Actually, I was going to say I'd never rate a race probably but below a 3 or a 4. But then we've got a long season ahead, so I won't say that. I don't know, it's just, like you said, that during the race there was a point where I was like, nothing's going on, and then everything happened towards the end.
Yeah.
I think some of the red flags were not needed.
Yeah. First one, definitely not needed.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe the track's not as wide as it makes it out to be. Maybe the marshal posts are a bit hard, I guess, on the bits that with the gravel and K-Mag's incident. Maybe I don't know. It just seems a lot of like, obviously they needed to clean the track or clear it, and it took them forever.
It did, and that didn't need to happen, that first one.
No.
Magnussen's arguably did need to happen, and with the first one, the precedent set. What was the middle one? No, that was the middle one. And the final one was because of the guys all taking each other out. Which is what we'd expect from the first race of the year at Australia, not the third.
Yeah, I don't know. How would you even classify that? It's like they were all all pushing.
Yeah.
For a 2-lap dash when they should have just
all
got
too
going.
all too over ambitious. It's all I can gain a few places here, and Logan Sargent going into the back of someone, that's just experience, I think. And Gasly cutting across the grass, coming back on and flooring it, knowing it's only 2 laps to go. Ocon's next to him. It's too late. Can you hear that? Alexa,
No.
Alexa, shut up. It thought I just said, cover the mic, play It's Too Late, which is a song. Shut up. Right.
Too early.
It's too early. Right, we want to go for a snooze.
Apart from that, I think, what was it, the first or the second restart where they all bunched up, that was a bit like, ooh.
A lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened, but not a lot of the same.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I remember this race as a shit show that it was by it.
Yeah. A fustercluck. The rules were followed and implemented, I think, correctly, but I think there probably needs to be a rule there saying if there is no Flappy, we're not going to play peanut butter jelly time. But if there is a non-opportunity to actually go racing, they don't restart. I mean, that last restart was pointless. Absolutely pointless. But that was only, I think, avoid the red flag countback scenario, which that whole rule set needs looking into. So, yeah. Right, any final thoughts, or shall we leave this and go raid someone?
Final thoughts from me, just, I don't know. It just, apart from like the stuff at the start and the stuff at the end, and then the questionable decisions in the middle, that race was just meh.
It was, sadly. It was.
Like, we haven't, for one of the first times, we haven't had like an outright A, like,
yeah,
the best, well, the best driver of the day.
Yeah.
Not necessarily driver of the day, but like the best achiever in the race. We haven't really had that.
No, you're quite right. And it was down to the strategy. The hard tyres were just shoved on after the first red flag, and that kind of killed the race. It was just all drivers were like, no, we're not pitting. I mean, at no point did any of the top drivers go, I'm going to chuck on a set of mediums after the hard tyres were 30 laps old and go for A, the fastest lap, and B, try and repass everyone, which they would have the tyres to do it. They just didn't bother. So, yeah, strategy led to a boring race on this time. I do agree with you. And that's resulting in very average drives from everyone.
Yep, I agree. A few good memes there, I'm sure will come of it.
Yeah.
But we're on a 4-week break now.
Yeah, I know, because no Chinese Grand Prix. So, yeah. We will now go and take our leave, I guess. But we will be back later on.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll probably do something within the meantime.
Well, we've got our career mode later. You'd forgotten about that, hadn't you? Should we leave that to about 2 o'clock? Or later?
I've got race later on as well, so maybe
1 o'clock?
Maybe like 1 o'clock, yeah.
1 o'clock it is. Alright, we'll be back at 1 o'clock with our career mode GP Australia round 3 for the Aston Martins.
Yay!
Hey, I like this track, so I don't care.
Yay!
Oh, dear. Right.
Here we raiding up.
Yeah, I was thinking Abe.
Yeah.
He's playing Forza 5. And we'll go with that. Thank you, everyone. Stevie, thank you for the resub. It's been memorable, if just for the memes. So, I'm going to start the raid. Sarah, thank you very much. I look forward to the next one in a month.
Yeah.
I'm waving, Sarah.
Long time.
I'm waving. You're over there to me. Hang on, no, wait. You're over there to me. I've got that right? Yeah. You're over there.
I don't know.
I don't know if where I am on your screen. I'm probably waving the wrong way.
Oh, darn it.
Bye.
Bye. See you in a month.
Yeah,
And then in a
or
month.
literally like a couple of hours. Bye.